Hi guys and welcome back to the Finanza portal. Today we're gonna talk about Netflix, considering three opportunities as well as three challenges of the company. So now let's have a look at the business itself. Netflix is in the communication services sector, in the entertainment area for sure, with more than 10K employees. Netflix specializes in online broadcasting and streaming services for films as well as television series provided by a subscription method. Members pay a monthly fee in order to access to unlimited on-demand content on their devices. They could be, of course, computers, telephones, other devices, as well as televisions. An internet connection is needed unless you download your material, your favorite TV series or film on your device. The group is also involved with its very ancillary in the DVD and Blu-ray leasing by email business. So the net sales are more than 99% driven by streaming subscription services, and the other part are DVDs. So this is how the business is going nowadays for the company. Net sales are distributed mainly in the US and Canada, more than 40%, Europe, Middle East, and Africa, 32%, Latin America is 12%, Asia Pacific it's 11%. So this is the company in summary. And now let's dive into the three pros versus cons of the company. So here the usual disclaimer, this is not investment advice, just educational material that can help you to increase your knowledge. So do always your own research and be advised by experts. So now let's have a look at first at the three opportunities of the company itself. First of all, so opportunity number one, I honestly have always loved the subscription business model for several reasons. In fact, this model allows a continuous stream of cash and, most importantly, predictable cash flows. As you may notice, this is pretty important for a business. Fundamental, I have to say. Planning and managing a company is far easier when you do really know how much money you will have in the near future, and this is allowed by the subscription-based model. This one generates stream of revenues and has also another advantage. Are you really aware how much are you still paying for the service? And after all, do you really care about those extra bucks you pay for the services itself? So while with high inflation and in a difficult economic environment, these services are the first ones to be reduced by clients, it is also true that very often people pay the service just because they are used to have it. Very often they don't use it very much, they have other options, they use also other services, or they have to reduce their expenses to budget constraints. So, moreover, the possibility to have different profiles is a plus for sure and can decrease the overall cost for leasing or user retaining some customer. So the business model based on subscription is really important. You can predict the stream of cash flows that you're going to have in the future. Of course, if this of course, if the subscription-based model is very important, is the only one that drives your company, it can also backfire, as we have seen in the latest earnings report. So now let's go at opportunity number two, or strength. In my opinion, Netflix is the best streaming service in the game. So no doubt about that. Disney Plus is okay, I have to say. Amazon Prime can be sometimes tricky to use. It's not perfect yet. Netflix is easy to use as a fantastic feature that shows you films and TV series that could be most of your interests. Consider your preferences and past user experience when navigating the tool. So, using the service myself, I have found several TV series and films as well as um, other content thanks to this amazing device. So maybe Netflix has just a better algorithm today than its competitors. And this is a huge opportunity, in my opinion, because they basically offer a better service and they can also charge you more for this service. So they have some pricing power, after all. Personal opinion, of course. As a customer, I think that it's pretty satisfying to find the new TV series, and you are basically advised by the streaming service itself. And this is an additional service that Netflix is providing us nowadays. And as I said before, they can charge you. They can definitely charge you something more than other competitors. For this reason, Netflix has the best user experience, no doubt about it. And this should be valued something at least. So now let's have a look at opportunity number three. And in my opinion, is that the user base is enormous, no doubt about this. They stream in nearly 200 countries all over the world. Yes, you heard it right, 200 countries all over the world. And the subscribers are more than 220 million people. So decreasing the number of subscribers by 200k is important, but if you look at the staggering number of 220, then you know that the user base is enormous and that 200k aren't so many compared to the overall subscribers. Moreover, even if North American and European market well, they seem to be with less potential for sure than in the past. The so-called emerging markets have yet still to be conquered, and I'm especially speaking about Asia, because if we look back at what we have said at the real beginning describing the company, Asia Pacific accounts only for 11% of the total subscribers within the world, and it's really a very small number if we consider how many people we can find in Asia. So for the future, I think they have to target, and they are targeting Asian countries. We have seen the very important example of South Korea. I think India is is a big market too, because like people especially think about China, but we don't have to underestimate the importance of especially numbers in India. So other future improvements could be um, not only trying to expand in very different countries and to find other clients in other countries, but also the gaming sector, so where Netflix is trying to expand. So in this case, you can do some leverage on your existing user base providing other services, such as the gaming one. And moreover, they can also shift, in my opinion, from a new subscription oriented business to a revenue per membership one. So basically, I don't care very much about how many subscribers I have. It's a very important number for sure. But what I really want as a company, I want that single membership to profit more for for my company. And this is very important. So maybe a shift from a subscription method, subscription oriented business, to a revenue per membership one, in my opinion, is very important. In this case, viewing time as a pivotal role too. You can use advertisement, you can offer also other additional services. You can offer a service without advertisement for some extra bucks. And so in that case, you can increase the revenue per membership one. So in this case, when you are going to present your results to the market, you aren't value not only about one metric, that is the is basically subscriptions, but you can be valued also for other metrics. So subscription is very important, but revenue per membership will have, in my opinion, a pivotal role in the future. So you have seen the recent sell-off. So of course the company has some challenges to overcome as well. And here we are with our list of 3 challenges that the company has to overcome. So first of all, after losing customers for the first time in a decade, Wall Street is smashing the company. You've seen that in the news, and they've also done another specific video about that. And go and check it if you want. For a subscription-based company, that's bad news for sure. That's pretty astonishing for a company that has increased its client base of 25 millions per subscriber per year. The most important challenge here is that they have to shift to another business model, and change and uncertainty always mean risk. Moreover, with inflation increasing, it is common to have some subscriptions cancelled. After all, it's not compelling for people to have a streaming services. They can have also other streaming services, food and other basic necessities come first, of course, and maybe clients can also shift to other services with a lower cost for a similar reason, or they can also decide to cancel the service with the highest cost. And this is, of course, a very important challenge. So the overall economic environment could weigh a lot on the possibility of the company to grow properly. Second challenge, in my opinion, is a very important one, and it's competition and the product itself. Because like Netflix had in the past the first incumbent advantage, but as time has passed, new competitors have entered the market due to low barriers to entry. Just to name a few: Disney Plus, Amazon Prime Video, HBO Max, Hulu, Apple TV, YouTube itself, and many others. Just to give you some example, Amazon streaming services ancillary, they do it, in my opinion, to offer another service in the Prime package, but it's not the core business. More especially in Europe, I can see that in Europe at least. I have seen that they have entered aggressively, for real, the sports market over there, and I think the same can apply for North America, so soccer, NFL, and much more. Just to shift to another company, Disney Plus has the incredible advantage to have lower costs of production, and you can easily imagine why. They have several patents for different ecosystems. So you have Disney characters, Marvel ones, Star Wars, Pixar, but also something completely different, such as the National Geographic. In this case, they have lower costs of production. Moreover, they can also leverage already existing successful stories and ecosystems. On the other hand, Netflix has always the necessity to innovate and to reinvent itself with new successful stories, films, or TV series. In this case, you can find the highest cost of producing new material, money heist, or La Casa de Papel, and Squid Game were two huge success stories for sure. However, how many unsuccessful stories can Netflix tell to us and are untold? That's a big deal for sure that investors have to take into account. Increasing competition means reduced pricing power too. So you can have the best service, you can provide the best service, you can increase a little bit your price for your service, but on the other side you have also competition. So while having the best service in the sector, your pricing power is reduced due to competition. So there is like to find a very good balance between how much you can charge more for having the best service and how much you cannot charge more because you have competition. So you cannot set the price of your service, even if your service is the best, without looking at your competitors. I don't really see too much differentiation between Netflix and its competitors. They have different content for sure. They have a better platform for sure. But at the real hand, you cannot charge me, like twice, for example, considering another service like Disney Plus or Amazon Prime Video. That's like a real personal opinion. Uh, on the other hand, you have something like Disney Plus, who has, for example, Star Wars. And in that case, if you have something which is loved by also a small share of the population, but you have like real fans over there, you can charge more. So you have a higher pricing power. So, in my opinion, they have a higher pricing power when they do something like Squid Game. So when they have an incredible product, so they can charge you more. And in that case, I think that they should charge you more. But on the other side, they don't have some ecosystems like Marvel and Star Wars. And in that case, having real fans about something, in that case, you can charge more because like they are more elastic about price because like they love so much that TV series, that particular ecosystem that they don't care to pay some extra bucks in order to be able to view their heroes or something like that. So this is very important, and it's a very important challenge that Netflix has to overcome in one way or another. Maybe they can buy some. They can buy some intellectual property. They can buy some ecosystem. I think I'm not really sure about that. Amazon is doing something similar with like the James Bond. So I think they have to think about that for real. Now let's have a look to the third challenge for Netflix or negative thing for investors. And in my opinion is unclear guidance. We've seen that in during the first quarter of 2022 and investor expectation. So that shift from expected increase in subscribers to reviewing that from one quarter to another is bad news for investors, and having an unclear guidance is the worst thing that can happen for investors, and they had no idea coming from the company that subscription could have decreased. And now Netflix is projecting another decrease for quarter two. So this is very bad for investors, for sure. Well, on the other side, on the other hand, they have still some opportunity to invert the trend. So I want to make this clear. However, the competition factor is the most important one in my view, and difficult to take also to tackle. So I have no doubt about that. Competition is the most important thing they have to overcome, and they have also to give investor a more clear guidance. Last but not least, it was also pretty easy that the company could not have been able to follow the incredible growth due to the pandemic. And also, we have to consider that Netflix was one of the most favored stocks within Wall Street. So, Netflix wasn't Facebook. Just to give you another example, it was very favored stock by investors and by Wall Street itself. So Netflix had a huge growth due to the pandemic, a lot of expectations, but now we have also to consider a high inflation historical moment. So it is quite common and also quite understandable and predictable that certain households are going to cut unnecessary expenses, such as streaming services. So we have also to consider the very important macroeconomic moment that we are in which we are living at the moment. It's not secondary for sure when we think about Netflix. Netflix doesn't provide a service which is necessary for our lives. So of course, when we have a reduced capability of spending, we are going to shut down some services. And this could happen, and it is pretty understandable. So Netflix has a lot of opportunities and challenges. Well, best opportunity, in my personal opinion, is that it's a story of success, and they have a lot of subscribers, and they have to monetize more those subscribers. On the other hand, biggest challenge is competition, and having such a great competition with huge giants fighting with you for the first place, you have a reduced pricing power. And this has to be taken into account while valuing a company like Netflix. However, as I said before, Netflix is a tremendous history of success. But now we have to highlight that it has entered a maturity phase of its life. Changes are needed, uncertainty is there, but the management has plenty of time to do that, to do a big shift, a big change, and opportunities are over there. So thank you very much for listening to this video. Let me know what do you think about Netflix in the comments. Smash the like button if you like the content and the video and the overall content of this channel. Thank you very much for listening and see you in the future. Bye.